Okay, so you can see time permitting. I want to get to how to find the lateral and surface area. So time permitting, I'll go back and let you copy down the vocabulary. Again, otherwise you can either look it up in the book or you can wait till Monday. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to write this down. I just want to touch on it. Just like we had right prisms and oblique prisms, we have right cylinders and oblique cylinders. Unless you are specifically told, the textbook deals with right cylinders. They are much easier to deal with. All right. Now, if I have a cylinder, here's a cylinder. Notice what happens if I were to unroll the cylinder. What shape would I end up with? I end up with a rectangle, which I think is very interesting. So to find the lateral area, how did we find the lateral area of a prism?
Base times the height.
Is the perimeter times the height. Now, when we're dealing with a circle, we can't find the perimeter of a circle. Instead, what do we call? No, circumference. The distance around a circle is the circumference. So if you remember back to probably pre-algebra, the formula for the circumference of a circle is either 2 pi r, 2 times pi times the radius, or pi times the diameter, because remember the diameter is 2 times the radius. So to find the lateral area of a cylinder, it's very similar to finding the lateral area of a prism. It's the perimeter of the bases, the perimeter of the top and the bottom, times the height. The difference is we don't have perimeter of the circle, so instead we find the circumference of the circle. But you see the formula is almost the same. It's 2 pi r and then times the height, so 2 pi r h. That's the lateral area. The surface area is again the same. What's the formula for the area of a circle?
Yeah.
Not 2 pi r squared.
Oh, 2 pi r.
Pi r squared. One circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. You're looking up here because why are we multiplying by 2?
No.
Why are we multiplying by 2? Because there's 2 circles in the problem. It's the area of the top plus the area of the bottom. So that's why we multiply by 2. Pi r squared is the area of a circle, but because the cylinder has 2 circles, one at the top, one at the bottom, we multiply that by 2. Otherwise, again, it's the same as with a prism. The surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times the area of a base. The only difference between a prism and a cylinder is that because it's a circle, the formula is a little bit different. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. So if you understood lateral and surface area of a prism, then this will not be any more difficult. If you struggled with lateral area of a prism, then you're going to continue to struggle with this because it's very much the same. So again, this is why it's important that you spend time to make sure you understand what we do in class. Math is foundational. It is also circular. When was the last time we talked about the circumference of a circle? Like I think 8th grade. But here it is again 2 years later. Math has a way, like bad food, of coming back on you. All right. Let us do a problem. Okay, so I have a cylinder.
or even I'm not.
I didn't do it. He said big. He said big. Exactly big. What? He said exactly so big. I have a girlfriend. Oh, you have a girlfriend? Yeah.
Okay, so here's a typical problem. We are told that a cylinder has the base of a cylinder has a radius of 4 inches and a height of 6 inches. Now, if it makes things easier for you, go ahead and draw a picture.
For any radius? Oh.
Okay, so here's my cylinder. The radius is 4 inches. So how far across the center of the circle does the radius go?
Middle.
It goes halfway. So my radius is 4, and my height is 6. Okay? So in order to find the surface area, we first have to find the lateral area. And you notice the problem says in terms of pi. What that means is you don't have to plug pi into your calculator to get a value. Your answer is going to be, for example, 37 pi. You're not being asked to find a number. On a word problem, you will be asked to find an actual number, and that's when you plug in. On your scientific calculator, you should just use the pi key.
Why not 3.0?
So the lateral area is 2 pi r. So the radius is 4. So 2 pi r is 8 pi times the height, which is 6. So a couple of people said it. Very good. You're ahead of me. 48 pi. So that is the lateral area. Okay, to get the surface area, it's the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. Notice I'm using the same formula, except the area of the base is pi r squared. Okay, so what is the radius? The radius is 4, so the radius squared is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So my lateral area was 48 pi. My surface area is, what do we say, 32 pi. So that means that my surface area is 80 pi square inches. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
On my surface area, what's that? Pi r squared?
This? Yes, pi r squared. You notice it's the same formula. It's the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base.
So what is the pi r squared?
The base,
The base, oh.
the base of a cylinder is a circle,
And the area.
right? So it's the area of the circle, pi r squared.
So it's 2 times pi r squared.
That's right. Oh, thank you.
Oh, here you go. You win the Oscars.
You don't get flowers if you win an Oscar.
Really awesome.
Yes.
Sit down.
Two pi times the radius of the circle.
I'm kidding. She probably got this one. You say 6
The radius is 4, right? So 4 is 4, 8. All right. So here's what I'd like you to do. Okay, I'd like you to do a problem